When it comes to big American muscle, Chevrolet is one of the key names in the business. The 1960s and 1970s saw many performance versions of GM models, but by far the biggest and longest-lasting names are the Corvette and Camaro. The two nameplates have been at it since 1953 and 1965 respectively, and aside from the late 1970s to mid-1990s, they have always packed great performance. To this day, abbreviations like SS, Z28, Z06 and ZR1 signify the range-topping Corvette and Camaro models. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the top 10 fastest Chevrolet sports cars ranked. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more awesome auto guides, and make sure you hit the notification bell so that you know when we publish a new video. So now let's cut to the chase. At 10, 2013 Chevrolet Camaro ZL1, 190 miles per hour. The Chevrolet Camaro is generally considered a muscle car, but in its later generations there was an obvious transition towards more composed driving dynamics, akin to a sports car. The 2013 Camaro ZL1 was still very much a tyre-shredding monster, as it shared the C6 ZR1's 6.2-litre supercharged V8. Granted, it was detuned to 580 horsepower, but most of the 554 pound-feet were available from very low in the rev range. The 0 to 60 miles per hour took 3.8 to 4 seconds, depending on whether you opted for the 6-speed manual or the 6-speed automatic. The coupe version of the Camaro ZL1 is capable of 190 miles per hour, while the soft-top convertible does only 184 miles per hour due to worse aerodynamics. At 9, 2008 Chevrolet Corvette C6 Grand Sport, 190 miles per hour. It's 2008 and you want a Corvette that's just slightly more hardcore than the base model, without going the Z06 or ZR1 route. The Grand Sport was the car for you, as it featured a sportier suspension and chassis setting and a slightly more powerful version of the 6.2-litre LS3 V8. With 437 horsepower and 431 pound-feet, the 0 to 60 miles per hour was possible in 4 seconds exactly. Unlike the more hardcore C6 Z06, the Grand Sport was more driver-friendly on public roads and could be ordered both as a coupe and as a soft-top convertible. You could also opt for a 6-speed automatic, whereas the Z06 came only with a Tremec TR6060 6-speed manual. The more aerodynamic coupe could reach 190 miles per hour, while the convertible 186 miles per hour. At 8, 2014 Chevrolet Corvette C7 Stingray, 190 miles per hour. Unless GM decides to make the C9 Corvette a front-engine model again, the 7th generation will be the last Corvette to feature the classic front-engine rear-wheel drive layout. Classic it may be, but certainly not slow. The C7 is the first time when power is derived not from an LS unit, but from the newer LT family of the pushrod V8 engines. Still at 6.2 litres and still normally aspirated, the base LT1 V8 packs 455 horsepower and 460 pound-feet, or 460 horsepower and 465 pound-feet for the Grand Sport. Depending on whether you opted for the 7-speed manual or the 8-speed automatic, 0 to 60 miles per hour takes 3.9 to 4 seconds exactly. The top speed is once again 190 miles per hour. Next up at 7, 2021 Chevrolet Corvette C8 Stingray, 194 miles per hour. If some of the previous Corvettes were as fast as a supercar, the C8 Corvette handles like one too. The first mid-engine Corvette brought many innovations and finally fulfilled Zora Arkus Duntov's vision of a mid-engine Corvette after nearly 70 years of the sports car's inception. That's quite a wait. The 6.2-litre LT2 V8 is mounted behind the cockpit and makes up to 495 horsepower and 470 pound-feet. For the first time ever in a Corvette, an 8-speed dual-clutch automatic is the only transmission option. Still, Chevrolet claims that when all conditions are perfect, 0 to 60 miles per hour can be reached in just 2.9 seconds. Insane! Meanwhile, the top speed of the C8 Stingray is 194 miles per hour, provided you go for the coupe version. Oh, go on then. At 6, 2015 Chevrolet Corvette C7 Z06, 196 miles per hour. The C7 Z08 may not have the C8 Corvette Z08's exotic car characteristics, instead opting for the classic American tyre-shredding formula of having a big V8 at the front that sends power to the rear. Proof that the C7 Z06 is capable of raw speed comes from its 6.2-litre LT4 supercharged V8. The mighty pushrod is capable of 650 horsepower and 650 pound-feet. Even more insane is the fact you can have it with a 7-speed manual, although the 8-speed automatic is the quicker option. Chevrolet says the 0 to 60 miles per hour takes 3.5 to 3.6 seconds, depending on which transmission you got, but certainly publications have managed times as low as 3.1 seconds on a prepped surface. The C7 Z06 has 3 aerodynamic packages, with the third one being the most aggressive. Because of the additional downforce, the C7 Z06 tops out at 196 miles per hour. Next up at 5, my personal favourite, 2018 Chevrolet Camaro ZL1, 198 miles per hour. The 6th generation Chevrolet Camaro is by far the most athletic in the model's history. This comes down to GM's Alpha platform, which turns the Camaro from a lumbering muscle car to a proper sports car that can give the likes of the BMW M3 a run for their money. The 6th generation of GM's muscle car also brought the most powerful Camaro ever in the form of the ZL1. Its LT4 engine was a direct carryover from the C7 Corvette Z06. In the Camaro, it packs 660 horsepower and 640 pound-feet. A 6-speed manual or a 10-speed automatic is available. The 0 to 60 miles per hour is possible in as little as 3.4 seconds, while the top speed is 198 miles per hour. And now at 4, 2005 Chevrolet Corvette C6 Z06, 199 miles per hour. The Chevrolet Corvette C6 Z06 was one of the first vets to almost get into the 200 miles per hour club. In this trim, the C6 traded some comfort for racetrack prowess. It was 66 pounds lighter, stiffer and more powerful than the base C6 Corvette. Power came from a 7-litre LS7 V8 with 505 horsepower and 470 pound-feet. Mated exclusively to a Tremec 6-speed manual, the C6 Z06 did the sprint to 60 miles per hour in 3.7 seconds. The top speed was 199 miles per hour. A nice piece of information is that the C6 Z06 has a cargo capacity of 22.4 cubic feet, just in case your wife tells you it's not practical. At 3, 2023 Chevrolet Corvette C8 Z06, 200 miles per hour. When the C8 Corvette first arrived, we knew it was a matter of time before more powerful versions started coming out. And sure enough, in 2023, the highly anticipated C8 Corvette Z06 arrived and brought another first for the vet. It sounded more like a Ferrari than a Corvette, and that was down to the 5.5-litre naturally aspirated DOHC LT6 V8, which came with a flat plane crankshaft. This made the cylinder banks fire more evenly, resulting in high revving characteristics. The C8 Z06 engine revs to 8,600 RPM while producing 670 horsepower and 460 pound-feet. With an 8-speed DCT sending power to the rear, the C8 Z06 is good for a 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 2.6 seconds. Insane! And a top speed of 200 miles per hour. Equally insane. If you don't opt for the Z07 carbon fiber aero package, which reduces top speed to 195 miles per hour. And now at 2, 2009 Chevrolet Corvette C6 ZR1, 206 miles per hour. The C6 Chevrolet Corvette seems to be the last model to not prioritize downforce. The 6.2-litre supercharged LS9 V8 made the car a bit of a handful, but fast enough to beat the Dodge Viper from the same period. With 638 horsepower and 606 pound-feet, the C6 Corvette ZR1 was the fastest Corvette of its day. It not only managed a 0 to 60 miles per hour sprint in 3.4 seconds, but was also capable of 206 miles per hour. At the time, this made it the fastest Corvette that you could buy straight off the showroom floor. The C6 Corvette ZR1 was offered exclusively with a Tremec TR6060 6-speed manual. And finally, at number 1, 2019 Chevrolet Corvette C7 ZR1, 215 miles per hour. In 2019, Chevrolet gave us the most powerful Corvette you could buy off a showroom floor, the C7 ZR1. This ultimate Corvette was an upgrade over the C7 Z06, adding a more powerful 6.2-litre supercharged LT5 V8, along with enhanced engine periphery, chassis and suspension in order to handle the 755 horsepower and 715 pound-feet. Like in the C7 Z06, you could choose between a 7-speed manual and an 8-speed automatic, which allowed the C7 ZR1 to reach 60 miles per hour in 2.85 seconds. The Chevy Corvette C7 ZR1 was offered with two aero packages. One prioritised downforce and added a tall rear wing, while the other prioritised top speed and featured a low rear wing, allowing a top speed of 215 miles per hour. And there you have the top 10 fastest Chevrolet sports cars ranked. Did you like what you saw? Let us know in the comments down below. Share this video with your friends and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more fantastic auto guides. See you next time.